almost married a Mexican man, and I can never roll my R's.
Wait, you almost married okay, because I feel, how tall are you?
I'm 5'11".
Okay, and aren't Mexicans generally
shorter?
How tall was he?
He was 6'1". I got a big one.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, 6'1", like 250, 350.
There's no way he's Mexican. He lied to you.
No, first generation Mexican.
Bullshit. You gotta do this 23andMe and shit. There's no way that guy was a Mexican.
His brother was taller. His brother was like 6'2", 6'3".
Yeah, they're Puerto Rican. They were lying.
They're Puerto Rican.
They were 100% lying to you.
His mom was from Chihuahua.
See, that's a dog. That's not even a real town.
No,
you just
it's
completely
totally
made that shit up. I
I
gotta Google that shit later. There's no way there's a real town called Chihuahua.
There really is. Chihuahua, Mexico. Where do you think Chihuahuas come from?
Was it a small town? I feel like it has to be a small town.
Just a bunch of fucking yippity people.
Oh, Jesus Christ. 6'6".
Well, hello everyone, and welcome to the How to Do Drugs podcast. I am your host, Aaliyah Janine, and this is Damien Speranza.
How's it going?
Woohoo! I said it right.
You did.
Yes.
You did. You did make it a little Anza. You did, instead of Speranza, you did do the Speranza. So
I try to do that because I'm from Wisconsin, so we have a thing with A's, like how we say bag, we say like aunt instead of aunt. So okay,
all right, that makes
so
sense.
I always try to
I was just in Wisconsin.
How was that for you?
Cold.
Oh, that's right. You played Padawan.
Yeah,
it's where I want to be.
You gonna see the commercial again?
Yeah.
Good, one more time for the ad. Maybe you can get some advertising dollars.
Padawan, it's where I want to be.
I didn't hear that song not once when I was there. But yeah, no, it was good. I mean, we didn't really leave the casino because it was cold as shit outside.
Yeah.
We were only there for one night, but the people were amazing. The shows were fantastic.
Yeah, Wisconsin, they have their moments for sure. And that casino is super fun. We used to go there all the time. The first time I ever won, real money gambling was there. I played blackjack with my friend Christy, and I won $1,600 in a Saturday afternoon.
Damn.
Which is a lot for my first...
Especially for blackjack, because that's dedication. Unless you're betting big.
Well, a little bit here and there, but the whole table was winning. There was... Because with blackjack, it's you kind of work together with the table,
right.
If you're not a dick or whatever. And there was one guy who came on later, and then he kind of fucked up the flow, and then we all kind of just kept giving him the stink eye, and then he left. But it worked out perfectly because her and I, we were going to Mexico the next week, so we had all our money, our whole trip was paid for.
Were you going to Chihuahua, Mexico?
No.
Did you go?
This was before I met, before I had met my ex.
Your fake Mexican?
My fake Mexican. Yeah. He's super, if you see him, you'd be like, okay, no, he's totally
the fact that I would have to look up to him, I can't believe he's Mexican.
Wait, you're pretty tall. How tall are you?
I'm only 5'10".
Okay, well, yeah, I guess we look each other in the eye. So.
Yeah, thanks. Yeah, I get it. You're an inch taller than me. Bullshit. Rub that in on camera. All right. But no,
I'm taller than most people, though.
This is true.
Averagely speaking, I'm taller than the average man and the average woman.
I don't even know what the average woman height is.
5'5" or something like that. 5'5", 5'4" to 5'6". I think dudes, it's 5'7" to 5'9" or something
Sweet,
like
I'm
that.
above that.
Yeah, you're above average.
Right, I'll take it. Right.
Okay, so this show is about drugs.
Nice.
Which you apparently have never done any?
I like you say apparently.
Apparently.
I might be lying about it.
Well, no, because some people would be they tried something at least once. You have never even alcohol? Have you ever tried alcohol?
I did, it's so funny to say you tried alcohol. I did try alcohol one time.
Yeah.
And I was a senior in high school. I was like, I'm not going to go to college without at least trying this. And got completely hammered down the Jersey Shore, because I'm from Jersey originally.
Okay.
Completely hammered. I ended up on the boardwalk in the Jersey Shore in those tearaway pants. One of my friend's bras that I had stuffed with tissue, a giant sombrero, and I was talking with a gay Spanish accent.
Ooh.
I got a phone number. I'm not proud of it, but I got a phone number. And I knew I got a phone number because the next morning when I woke up, there was a dick pic on my phone.
Oh.
And I was not proud of that. But it's what happened. It's what happened.
It's what happened. So that was the first time you ever drank.
And it was. That was a lot of fun, apparently.
I'm sure. I could see that, especially your first time getting drunk.
Well, I'm one of those, if I'm going to do it, I'm going to do it. It's like comedy. When I got it, I just dove in. So if I'm going to do something.
Yeah, do it right.
Yeah.
Go big or go home.
I'm not going to just take one shot and oh, I drank. No, you're going to try to get drunk and see what the fuck happens.
Yeah. How did you feel the next day?
Oh, it was so bad. I would the room like I understand like that's one of the few things I can understand. Like, oh, the room is spinning. I was so bad. I was such a bitch the next day.
Yeah.
I didn't get out of bed.
Dehydrated.
Oh, so I don't want to eat. I was just like, leave me alone.
Yeah, the next day spins are always the worst. Like the before you go to bed spins are definitely like those are the ones that always like I'm just gonna go make myself throw up now to get out that extra alcohol so the room stops spinning. But if you're still spinning the next day, yeah, you did some damage.
Oh my god, we had this thing they call I'll never forget it. My friend Jason, I'm not gonna say his last name because he's got a good job now. He had this thing he called the bucket of love, and it was one of those ice buckets that they just filled with random alcohol, and everybody was just passing around. I don't even know what the fuck I drank. I feel like Alizé was one of them because this was back in, I'm a little older, so this was back in the day when that was cool.
Yeah, Alizé was cool.
Yeah.
Wasn't it like Alizé and Hennessy that they would mix together and call it the Incredible Hulk?
Yeah.
That's disgusting.
Yeah, but this was at least 4 different kind of alcohols in this bucket, and I just remember it being this fruit punch color by the end. Mm-hmm. And it was. And
then they'll add like a little bit of juice or whatever.
I don't even remember them doing that. I'm sure they did. Maybe that's where the fruit punch color came from. But I just took the shit. I was like, all right, it's a bucket of alcohol. We'll just see what happens.
Oh my god! I remember when you're younger, like that's the type of stuff you drank. Like I used to love Long Island iced teas because when I was like in my teens and early 20s, because that has all the alcohol in it. It has literally tequila, vodka. It has all of the alcohols in it. And then it didn't taste bad. You put a little sour and whatever.
I've heard that. I mean, I've never tasted one, but I've heard it's really not.
Yeah, it's not as bad. But those would fuck you up. You only need 1 or 2.
I feel like it's like, I don't know, obviously, but I feel like it's like a pina colada. Like there's alcohol in it, but it tastes more like a pineapple drink or whatever.
Mm-hmm. Coconut
drink. So like, you're just more likely to pound that shit, and then it catches up to you later.
It's really bad, especially because a lot of those drinks have so much sugar. So you're adding all that alcohol, which also has sugar in it, and top of the sugar. So that's why a lot of times when you drink those types of drinks, like strawberry daiquiris, all of that shit, like you end up getting extra hungover because you're extra dehydrated from all of that shit. And we could probably give yourself diabetes.
Oh, shit, okay. Well, yeah, so I didn't know that. So here we are. That was a bad night. That was a bad night.
Well, you had fun during while you were drinking. It was just after.
Yeah, I had a great time. I think I professed my love to some girl in high school that I knew. I mean, it was like I still can vaguely remember being in a hallway, like talking to this girl and her just not feeling the conversation
at all.
Yeah, it was bad.
So you kind of went through all the things. So that's why you're like, yeah, I'm never doing that again.
So I knew I wasn't gonna do it again. I really didn't plan. My father was a big alcoholic.
Okay.
And among other things, but alcohol, he was not. It was a. I mean, we reconnected now, so I feel bad, a little worse saying this kind of stuff. But he was pretty violent back then when he was drunk, and that always stuck with me. And I was like, I just was afraid that if I went down that road, that maybe I would cross into that, and I never wanted to even be like that. I mean, that's kind of why I don't do anything really. I never really wanted to try anything because he did a lot of that stuff, the cocaine, the weed, everything else. And I'm not saying that caused his outbursts and some of the abuse or whatever, but in my mind, that's what it was.
Oh, yeah.
So, like, I just didn't, I made an early decision. Like, I don't want to be anything like that. So I kind of early on, and then playing sports kind of reinforced that.
Yeah. A lot of times, I've had a couple of friends when they were like, they didn't start like trying stuff until like outside of college or even outside of high school, just because they were big into sports. When I was younger, because my stepmom and my dad, like my stepmom was a raging alcoholic. And my father, he also drank, but he was more like, he liked the hard drugs. Like I didn't even want to smoke cigarettes. I thought cigarettes were disgusting. I was like, fuck this. I'm not going to be like you guys. And then she had caught me holding a cigarette, and I was holding a cigarette for my friend who ran inside her house. Like her mom let her smoke. I was sitting outside on the porch, and like, she was obviously my neighbor. And one of my stepmom's like friends saw me hold a cigarette. And so she made me sit down at the table. It's like that old thing where she's like, you're going to smoke this whole carton of Winston's. Okay. And just like threw a bowl of cereal in my face. She was also very violent.
Okay.
Smacked me around. She's like, you're going to smoke this like force me to inhale like I've never inhaled. Like I hated like growing up, like being stuck in the back of a car, you know, because in the 80s, like they didn't roll down the window.
Hotboxing before it was a thing.
Oh God, and just like getting sick, like physically sick, and I was like, all right, fuck you, bitch. I'm gonna start smoking now. Like basically,
and you caused this. You thought you were doing something good, but you're not.
Yeah, I was super spiteful. I mean, that's how I got into porn, too. I'm just a spiteful bitch. I'm like, you're going to call me a whore? I'll show you a whore.
Wow. Okay, so you just go above and beyond. You escalate.
Yeah, because if people, back then, like now, obviously, you know, therapy and meditating, I don't be like, I'm going to show you. Yeah, I don't. I don't need to do that anymore. Every once in a while, though, I'd be like, I could fuck this up.
Well, you still have, I mean, even after therapy and stuff, you still have that shit in you.
Yeah.
You know, you've learned how to process and work through it, but sometimes it comes to the top, you're like, this old me wants to come back just for a little bit.
Just for a little bit, yeah. That's the thing. People are like, therapy, oh, it doesn't work. It's like, yeah, it works. It's just, it makes you, like, once your brain is wired the way that it's wired, it's really hard to change certain habits
100%.
and thought processes and stuff like that. You just have to make a conscious effort to not do the things that hurt you and stuff like that, which is
it gives you the tools, but it's up to you to use the tools.
And a lot of people don't want to utilize those tools
because sometimes it's more fun not to.
It really is.
You know?
It's easier to do the thing that you're comfortable with, even though you know it's bad. It's easier to do that. That's just because that's your comfort zone. That's what you know how to deal with.
Right.
But change is hard and complicated and annoying, and that's what growth. Like, do you remember like growth spurts? Like how painful.
Yes. Oscar Schlatter's, what the fuck that disease is in your knees, where like you grow too fast.
Oh yeah.
Oh, that shit killed me.
Oh, you had that?
Yeah. I just want to sound intelligent. Use it.
I mean, I didn't know what it was called.
Now you know. See, you taught me how to spell taupe, and now I'm teaching you about Oscar Schlatter's.
I'm not sure if that's how you spell taupe, though. We're gonna go possibly You guys could tell us Taupe, right? Is that even how you say taupe?
Shit, I never claimed to be smart, so let's not. Don't put it on me.
The color.
You don't want me to co-sign your shit because then it's gonna be wrong.
Yeah.
No, I feel like that's right. I feel like I've seen that on a color wheel or some shit at some point.
Right, taupe.
Yeah, it sounds about right. We're gonna go with that.
We're gonna go with that. We're going with it, even if it's wrong. It's what we believe.
Yeah, don't comment. It's fucking right.
So throughout like high school and college, obviously, like people around you.
Yeah, so
probably used.
Right? That's what's weird is like I was thinking about it after we talked about me doing this, and I was thinking about it. I'm like, damn, I was around it a lot. So I grew up in North Bergen, New Jersey, which is in Hudson County. When I was growing up, not like it wasn't like Camden, but it was definitely not a nice place. Like people didn't really visit North Bergen for anything. But there was a lot of drugs and violence and things like that. We had a couple of gangs move in when I was growing up. And I remember I was 12, and it was the first time I held an automatic weapon.
Okay.
Because an older guy, so I played basketball growing up. An older guy that was, older, obviously older. Fucking, how many times did I say older? He played ball too, and he was really, really good. So he had a lot of friends. So I was hanging out with him as I, was coming up, and we went to somebody's house that he knew, and they just happened to be drug dealers, and there was guns in the house. And like, oh, you want to hold this thing? And I held it and shit. So I was around it a lot, and I don't know, I just none of it ever appealed to me, but I was definitely, when I was younger, I started early being around it. Obviously didn't tell my mother or anything like that.
Yeah. Strange man brings you to another strange man's house with guns.
Oh, she loved him too. She loved that guy, but it would have, again, not gonna say his name because he's kind of prominent. But like I said, I was around a lot in my high school, which was funny is, so I went to 2 high schools. The first one was an all-boy high school. I fucking hated it.
Yeah. That whole all boy, all girl, even uniform shit is just weird to me. Like you need to interact with all the people. Right?
You need some variety. And that was the thing. When I went there, I had gone there for basketball and stuff. It was supposed to be a really good opportunity. And I was one of the few non-completely white people. I'm half Puerto Rican, half Italian. But I would get ripped on for being Puerto Rican. And the town that I came from, this school was, a lot of people that had money. So I would get a lot of that too, and I hated every minute. But it was weird is everybody would talk about this school like it was this great school because of all the money and everything. But it was coke everywhere.
Oh, yeah. Oh, dude,
everywhere.
rich people love cocaine.
Oh, it was insane. Because the funny part is, my mother didn't want me to go to the public school in our town. She's like, there's too many problems, drugs.
Too many drugs,
yeah.
violence.
It's just different classes of drugs.
Mm-hmm.
The Catholic schools had coke and the public schools had weed. It was honestly, you're better off
Up
being
in
around
the
the
public,
weed.
yeah, the public school, absolutely.
So it was just, yeah, so it was weird. I was around that a lot. And then in college, same thing. I went to college. The school I picked was for basketball.
Mm-hmm.
And again, predominantly black sport. You're going to come around weed. It's going to happen. It is what it is. So I would be around them, and they were cool because they would always want to get high and drunk, and then I would just drive everybody.
You were the driver.
I was everybody's DD all the time. I had so many friends because I was the DD because I just didn't do anything.
Yeah, and you've never felt pressure to do anything?
They would try. Not just them specifically, but they meaning people in general. Mm-hmm. I was like, oh, don't you want to see what you'd be like? Don't you want to do the, whatever?
Expand your mind.
But the thing is, this is just my personality. I'm a very outgoing person in general. So I've probably been naked in public more than any of my friends. And I've never been drunk or high. I just don't care. If I think something's funny, I'm going to drop my pants and run through a bar. You know what I mean? I just, but it never bothered me. I didn't care. I would just do things because I like to entertain. I like to be around people. So that was the other thing too, is some people I feel rely, not everybody, but I feel some people rely on drugs for, either to level them out or to just make them more outgoing. Alcohol too.
Oh yeah, it makes people helps with social anxiety. A lot of times, if I don't want to drink, like when I'm out, I'll have one just because I feel awkward, not having a drink while I'm at a bar, especially when people are you're not drinking. And then most of the places I go, everyone knows me, so I get free drinks a lot of times.
Excuse me, all right.
Yeah, boobs, that helps too.
All right, fair enough.
But it's hard, because I've turned away and be no, I'm not drinking tonight. And people are what? Why aren't you drinking?
Well, that's the thing, too, is everybody assumes, that, and I mean, granted, I wouldn't say I had trauma in my life around alcohol. Obviously, I feel everybody goes through, having a parent that's a little aggressive or whatever. I feel it's not super rare.
No.
But, people always assume, oh, what traumatic thing happened to you? Or, did you go through AA and your recovery?
Yeah,
now? It's no, I just
chose not to.
Really don't.
It is kind of, I've met people that have not just done something they just never wanted to. And I was how do you do that? Because for someone like me, I've always, with the trauma and, people just have different mindsets, I guess, and how they go through stuff. For me, I wanted to try the stuff, especially in high school, the first drug I've ever did was acid. So I was
isn't that one of the step up? So you started.
Yeah, I started pretty high.
Right,
well, when I was younger, I used to have to pull needles out of my dad's arm before my brothers would wake up and clean up puke and stuff that, which is the reason why I still don't fuck with heroin or anything like that. Not on purpose.
Not on purpose.
Definitely not on purpose. But yeah, I see that stuff, I saw that stuff, and then there's just something where I'm well, my friends are doing it, so I want to try it too.
Okay, no, I get that. See, it continued for me, though. That was what was crazy. Is, again, thinking about it after we spoke, and I'm I just always been around it. So when I graduated college, I ended up working as a bouncer at a couple of clubs in New Haven. So, I'm around completely hammered people, which really actually helps drive me to not want to drink.
Oh, no, that makes sense, 100%.
Just carrying people out. I carried this woman out one day and she peed herself while I was carrying her. I had to drop her. I just let her go. I was I'm not holding this. I don't even care if you fucking, I just, ugh. But it just, I would see it. I would see my friends get completely, I had a friend that got completely hammered in the bar that I was working at on the dance floor. So there was a stage. I was on the stage just scaring the crowd. And I see him in the crowd and he's just doing this.
Oh, no.
He's just taking a piss in the middle of the dance floor. He pulled it out and is just going. And I'm this to me, it's it's insane that something like that can just turn everything off. And things you would never think to do sober happen. So it just kind of reinforced it.
Yeah.
And then I went into bounty hunting.
Oh, yeah. Tell me about that. Because I was thinking, I could be a bounty hunter. I love that stuff.
Oh, I think female bounty hunters would kill it because they would open the door for you. It's just like the free drinks. You just ring the bell and then just put them on.
Hi, I'm here to arrest you.
Yeah, I have questions. Can you help me?
Can you help me?
Yeah, exactly. But the bounty hunting was like the real education because, so for those who don't know, there's a difference between bail bonds and bounty hunting.
Mhm.
Bounty hunting, you're chasing down people who are on the run that decide they're not going to go to court to face their charges.
Yeah.
So we got a variety of people. You got, petty shit, more serious stuff, but we would chase legit drug addicts. So I would learn, how to deal with a heroin addict and what they go through. We've caught, like, I've gone into buildings to get them where they've got the needles hanging out of their arm.
Mhm.
They don't even know I'm handcuffing them. They're just out of it.
Yeah.
I've, gone after, people on coke. I just everything.
They had to be fun chasing crackheads because they're fast.
Oh my! And and they bend in such weird ways. It's like the way that they can hide behind things is fucking insane.
They're all like behind a tree.
It's insane. Like the places we had to check for people, I never thought people would hide. But like grown men, like they would just bend one leg one way, one arm. It was insane.
Mm-hmm.
But that was my first taste of. I think the statute of limitations is up. Of using like selling drugs for information. Like it was, we would catch people. And my thing, the team that I rolled with, we would catch people if they had drugs on them. If they weren't assholes, we would just dump them. Like,
Yeah.
I'm not trying to add charges, whatever. Mm-hmm. But if you run, you hide, you fight.
Make your job harder.
I'm going to bring everything in that I found on you. And whether the cops charge you with it or not, is there.
Yeah.
But with the drugs that, for the people that we would take when we brought them to jail, we would keep it. And it was like, okay, well, now I know if I need to get some information from people on the street, you offer a heroin addict heroin for information, they're going to get information.
They'll give you all of the information.
Right. So that's how I got educated on how strong, the addiction can be with that stuff. And you kind of, you look back, you're like, oh, it was kind of shitty of me to kind of contribute to somebody's downfall. But at the time, that's how I made a living. Mm-hmm. So you don't get paid bounty hunting unless you catch people.
Yeah.
So
you
if I
actually
needed, if I need to pay rent or a bill or eat or whatever, like, listen, I have this heroin. If you can find out where this person is.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's no different than like a confidential informant. The cops, I mean, they don't give them drugs, but they pay them. And a lot of times they are drug addicts. So what are they going to do with the money that the cops gave them? They're going to go buy drugs. So you're just cutting out that step.
Yeah, you're not getting your hands dirty. Yeah. Where me, I was basically, I'm like a filthy, here, just take all the drugs. Yeah. Just tell me what.
So you were kind of like a low-key drug dealer.
I was. And the heavy shit, too. It wasn't like weed. I was like heroin and crack. Like it was, and that was the thing, too. Younger, I was around some of that stuff, but I never really looked into it, looked at it. And then now all of a sudden I'm learning about the baggies and this, and the symbols mean that this guy sells it. Mm-hmm. Like I learned everything through bounty hunting.
Yeah.
Right? So it was interesting. It was a real education.
I could see, especially doing a job like that, because if like someone like you has to go after them, then they've already hit like rock bottom. Most of the time, yeah. Some people like they really do need to hit rock bottom to get clean, to get sober. But it is because I've seen my dad hit rock bottom multiple times.
He just bounced on the bottom for a while.
Well, because he was a Vietnam vet, and he gets disability and stuff from that, so he just always has money. You know what I mean? Right, he never had to worry about like not getting a job. Sometimes he'd get one just because like he'd get clean for a while, but a lot of times he would just get clean just so when he used again, he would actually get high again, because a lot of times, well, when you start using, like, you need more, and it's just this fucking never-ending battle to get that first high, basically.
Now, is your dad still around?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Nope, he likes pills. He's like, they have these things called oxys, Aaliyah, and I'm like, oh, baby Jesus.
I had cancer, and they gave me oxys after the surgery. Mm-hmm. And again, same thing. I never really wanted whatever, but I was in a lot of pain, and I have 2 little ones. So at the time, it's like they're jumping on me, and they want me to hold them and everything else. So I took one once, never again.
Wow.
I did not like the way I felt at all. My feet felt heavy. Everything was like slow motion. I was like, this is not for me at all.
Yeah, so, I never liked those.
Sold those too. I'm just like I said, low-key, I never did them. I just ended up selling the shit.
Yeah, because a lot of people love that. After my surgery, because I also had cancer, and after my surgery, they were like, I had to have my friend go pick up my drugs, and it was like kind of a hassle because like when you go to pick up like these narcotics, but they only gave me like a specific amount. I think it was only like 10 pills or something like that of this.
Yeah.
But like, yeah, with those, I was like, okay, because I was just sitting here. I'm like, I'll fuck with it, because I like to do drugs. But yeah, I would cut them in half because like a whole one, I'd be like I get sick from them.
I just love your sentence, because I love to do drugs. Like, I just love that. Yeah. That's like, I just love to do drugs.
I do like drugs, and I've learned to admit that. But I also now know, especially like doing this podcast and talking more about it, I'm like, oh yeah, no, I kind of am a drug addict.
I feel like everybody has something they get it. Like for me, the addiction thing, like I never obviously got into that, but like food, like I mean, it's a problem. I mean, you saw how I showed up today. I had Reese's peanut butter cups and a strawberry milk, and you didn't see the giant chocolate chip cookie that I ate before I got here. You know what I mean? But, so I feel like everybody has their thing, and that obviously, drugs are looked at in the way of like health and stuff like that, but like eating the way that I eat is not fucking healthy either.
Yeah, there's definitely a thing with addiction and food, because I've noticed that some people who do get clean, they end up getting bigger because if you have an addict's brain, like that is never going to go away. Once an addict, always an addict. Right. It's like learning to deal with it. So a lot of people will transfer one addiction for a healthier one. Like one of my girlfriends used to work out 2-3 times a day.
Jealous.
And then, well, she also likes speed. Like that was her thing. So like working out made sense. Where some of my other friends who like more downers, they just chose food because it's easier.
So what did you replace with?
Well, I meditate and I work out because I do like cocaine is my all-time favorite. All-time favorite. Well, no, I would say I do love acid. Like I like hallucinogenics because that's not addictive. That's not an addicting thing. But addiction-wise, it's definitely cocaine. Cocaine has always been there, especially out in the comedy scene. Like when I lived in LA, I didn't really fuck with cocaine because I didn't want to be that porn star that was like all fucked up on cocaine. I always was very conscientious about stuff like that, about how other people, especially with being a sex worker and stuff like that, just that extra stigma that I didn't want to deal with. But coming back like to New York or just moving to New York and it being just around constantly, I was like, I'll just do a little bit. And then over quarantine, I did a lot of cocaine over quarantine.
Quarantine was everybody's shit.
Yeah.
Everybody's worst side came out during quarantine.
Yeah. Oh no, it was like I was 20 again, except this time I had my own apartment and like way more money. So I was just like, yeah, we're doing.
Well, because nobody's gonna see you. You're like, I'm locked away. Nobody can see what I'm doing.
Just
back
like me and a couple of my friends and just like pure degenerate shit. So it took me a while to get back into like. Maybe once every couple of months, I'll do some cocaine with a friend. I'd be like, I'm going to set a weekend, be like, this is the weekend, I'm going to do some cocaine with my friends, and then not do it for a while.
Now, when you say some cocaine, are we talking about like one line, or are we talking like all night, we're just going to keep hitting the lines and see what happens?
Until the baggies are gone. Well, over court, I had actually bought a bunch of people. Like the little vials that have like spoons inside or like attached. Yeah, I bought all my friends that did cocaine. I bought them. I'm like, we need this because we're doing a lot of it, and there's like a virus around, and we don't want to, accidentally get.
You're like, listen, cocaine kills COVID. If you just breathe through your nose, the cocaine just. Blocks it.
We actually found out that's not true.
Oh, well, you tried.
We tried. One of my girlfriends, she ended up getting COVID. She's like, okay, well, I proved the cocaine.
You did it for science. It's really what you were doing it for.
Honestly, because I've written a paper. I have a degree in psychology, and one of the things, it was about addiction and the similarities of what cocaine and sugar do to the brain. It's literally the exact same thing.
Oh, okay.
And so, but while I was writing this paper, I always have candy. There's candy down there. So I got a bunch of candy and I got a little bit of cocaine and I wrote this paper because I'm a scientist.
That's the best excuse ever.
Because I'm a scientist, and Freud was always like my favorite, a little fucking freak. I'm like, he liked cocaine, I like cocaine.
We're kindred spirits.
But like I didn't do a lot. It was
But by
just,
whose standards a lot? Because from what you just told me,
oh yeah.
I
Well,
mean,
no, like actual standards, because I was actually trying to be like scientific with it. Like I only did like just little bumps, like not whole lines. I can't even do a whole line anymore because I'm pretty sure I fucked up my nose from doing so much. But like I just did like a little bump here, and it was actually really good cocaine, so it lasted like a half hour for that. But I noticed that at least with that particular batch of cocaine, like it was better like writing and doing homework than if I take Adderall.
right,
Because I do have ADHD, so when I take Adderall, sometimes like they gave me like it was too strong, and it felt like I was like woo, like ready to party and like cleaning the fucking bathroom with a toothbrush. Which I mean, I do that regardless because I used to clean houses for a living.
Okay,
but it was like that total like meth kind of thing. So I was like, maybe cocaine's better to do homework with than Adderall. And then I found out that's not
that
true.
is not the case.
That is not the case. But you live and you learn. You gotta try. Otherwise,
See, I don't know all of the effects of cocaine, but
yeah.
like I've seen, like people on cocaine and everything else. But I feel like heroin and meth, it's so visual what it does to somebody.
Oh yeah.
And it's like, again, it reinforces, like, if you don't fuck with it by now, seeing it, you're like, I don't want that. Like, I don't want it
yeah, like especially like the dark circles, heroin addicts, yeah, they always look like depleted,
right.
like extra dehydrated.
Yeah, the meth with the teeth, and it's just like, I don't want that.
Yeah.
You know?
I liked meth for a while because it was cheaper and it lasted longer.
Well, that's what the big appeal is. Those two things, the big appeal for it.
Is that, yeah, it was cheaper and it lasted longer, but I have really nice teeth. And that was one of the things, too, when it came to meth. It's like we would smoke it. This is when I was a raver. We do just all these crazy things. Especially when I was 20, I didn't give a shit about anything. And then as I got older, like I definitely had like phases. Like I went through phases of drugs. I'd be like, I'm doing ecstasy, and then like I did ecstasy for like 6 months. I'd be like, okay, I've had enough of that.
Right. You get bored.
Yeah, well, that, and then like it just like you don't get as high like that first high again, and then I feel like I have a problem. Like that's the thing.
Right.
I'm like, I am doing this a lot. I should stop doing it because I don't want to end up like my dad. Right. Kind of thing. Like I don't want to. I don't have that check coming every month from the government.
You can't just be sitting there.
Yeah.
I will say though, I think ecstasy was the one that I was close enough to. Like I was really close to trying because we were down the Jersey Shore, which again,
it's a Jersey Shore.
Yeah, what the fuck you do when you're from Jersey. And I'll never forget there was this girl that like she was known to take E and stuff, and a couple of them did, and we were at the hotel, and I just remember her sitting, like we were sitting on the porch, and she just had one of my friends just doing this, like just gently petting her arm for like a half hour, and she loved every minute of it. I'm like, that looks amazing. Like if that's the side effect, that looks amazing. But then I never forget, she did tell me, she goes, but you should never have sex on E because it'll ruin regular sex for you. And I was like, well, now I don't want that.
Right.
You know, like, I don't want that to happen. Because, like, what happens if I take E and then somebody I really want to have sex with is like, hey, let's have sex? And I'm not going to be like, no, I'm on E right now. We're not going to do that. Yeah. Right. But then I don't want to mess up sex for the rest of my life. I don't know how true that is either. But it's stuck with me ever since she told me that. That's stuck with me all these years.
I mean, I can see where she's coming from by saying that, especially, like, if it's good E. Because everything does, like, everything is more heightened. All like, your feelings and stuff like that. Maybe a little bit, but no, I don't think
she
so. She
scared me out of it for nothing.
Maybe. Right. I don't know. Well, they're using a lot of, like, I mean, ecstasy and much more Molly or whatever the fuck they call it now, MDMA and, like, mushrooms. Like, they're starting to use more of that for, like, therapy sessions and just, like, to help with trauma. Even ketamine now they're using to help with depression. And for someone who used to just party with ketamine, I was like, I don't know about that. But then, and then I talked to a couple of people, I've had a couple of people on the podcast, and I'm like, I guess, yeah, if you use it as the way that it's supposed to be used, then it probably does have medical benefits. Like I started microdosing with mushrooms, which can help with depression and stuff like that, instead of just like tripping my balls off, every time I take it. I was like, oh, I do see the benefit of this now. Like, I get it.
See, this is what I mean. Like, so I know the basics of some of the drugs. I don't know much about acid, mushrooms and all that stuff, because that's not really in that criminal element that I was in. That's not really
that's
what
for like hippie high school.
Right.
Yeah.
So I don't even know much. So what do they just take mushrooms out of the fucking ground and wait for them to dry out and just chew them?
Yeah. Well, obviously, specific types of mushrooms you can't, because some could kill you. Some mushrooms could kill you.
I don't like mushrooms in general. So.
Oh no!
But, and then, so is mushrooms just like getting high, or is it more of a psychedelic thing?
It's a psychedelic. They're both psychedelic. Acid and mushrooms are psychedelic. Like they have psychedelic components. They don't make you, like, for me, they've never made me see, anything like super crazy. What happens is like your pupils dilate and like colors and everything, they're brighter, very similar to like ecstasy. But it does do something where, like, if you look at a marble floor, it will kind of look like it's moving a little bit, like stuff like that.
Oh, gotcha.
But nothing where it's like, oh, like a dinosaur is coming out, like maybe on DMT, you could definitely kind of see that stuff on DMT, which is a very, very strong hallucinogenic, but that only lasts like 15, maybe 20 minutes, where acid can last up to like 12 hours.
So now what is in acid? Like I feel like I sound so stupid right
now. No. Well, it depends on the type of acid. Like, I don't know, like the chemical, like, I just know that it's LSD. I should probably have looked this up for you. I mean, I have it all written down. I just always forget because I'm an idiot. It's the ADHD. But acid it's very similar to mushrooms, where you have like the visual kind of thing. Pupils are really dilated, but it does make you feel like physically different than mushrooms. Mushrooms is kind of like, I want to say, like an ecstasy, kind of like euphoric feeling where you're just really happy and light. And acid kind of has a little bit the same, but it's I always feel it in my stomach for some reason. It's like this weird kind of feeling that I get in my stomach, and like your muscles are relaxed and stuff like that. Now I want to do an experiment with how the body feels between acid and mushrooms.
Now you want to write another paper.
Yeah.
Okay, I got it.
I will, too, because I have some acid left and I have some mushrooms.
So now, is the acid the thing that you put on the tongue?
You can.
Or is it under the, or?
Yeah, the tinctures or whatever the fuck they call it, but they also, like, blotter paper was, like, the old school, or I've even done
the Listerine strips?
That, or, like, sugar cubes. I've done acid that was in sugar cubes, or my buddy, he put them in just candy, like Starburst kind of candy.
See, that would get me.
Yeah, all of a sudden you're just
I start with Starburst, and the colors of the Starburst are the brightest I've ever seen them.
Mm-hmm.
It's weird how we always do things with food. Like, I got a buddy of mine that huge weed, like loves weed.
Mm-hmm.
Like, every time he performs, he's got to smoke before he goes on, and he just started like baking with it now.
Oh yeah, that's edibles are a huge
thing. And I'm just like, I feel like we always find a way to work it into food.
Yeah, well, because we're humans and we need food. And it's also the easiest way to, like, we always have, like, chocolate, like mushroom chocolates, or I have, like, microdoses that's, like, actually ground up and it's put in a capsule. A lot of times when you're making edibles, especially, I mean, now that they've definitely regulated more, but you never know how much you're getting in one thing. You know, like me and my girlfriend, I remember the one time we made pot brownies, and this was forever ago. Like, we didn't grind up the weed or anything. Like, we broke it out, like it had like seeds and stems in it type of weed, and we just like ground it up and we just put it in the batter and then stirred it, where some brownies were extra strong and then the other ones were not. Like, we didn't make the butter or anything. Like, we actually like picking out weed out of our teeth kind of edibles because we were retarded. But now they have so many different ways to like regulate, like with certain candies and stuff like that. It'd be like, well, how much? It says 50 milligrams, but it could be like way more than that. But now it's all more regulated, where people are actually like, they know how much is going into each piece. So you're not getting more or you're not getting less than what the person actually tells you.
So it's not like a mystery high. Like,
yeah, because a lot of times, especially with like the chocolates, when mushrooms, depending on like how well they ground it up, yeah, sometimes you can eat like a whole lot, or like you may not even feel anything, and then you have to eat like a couple more pieces.
Yeah, see, I told you how I am with food, so I'll be afraid to OD with that shit. I mean, obviously you don't overdose on weed, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Don't overdo it.
Oh, you can definitely. Well, I mean, the only thing about like overdosing on weed is that like you'll just sleep a lot. I've noticed.
Maybe I should then. I don't sleep enough.
No, I've been taking like melatonin, like
Does it
gummies.
work?
It actually has helped a lot. Yeah, because I was taking Unisom, and I was like, oh, I don't want to be dependent on that, because I've been trying to go to bed early. Well, like especially if I'm not doing like late shows and stuff like that, like 12. 1 a.m. compared to like, 3 to 6 a.m.
Why don't you go to bed at that point? The fucking sun's coming up.
Yeah.
There's no point.
Because I used to be able to sleep, honestly, after my surgery, after my cancer surgery, because I've always slept in the same position. I sleep on my left side, and I'm like the dead. Like you
just don't move.
I barely move. I'm just in that position. But after my surgery, like I couldn't sleep on my side for a really long time. I had to sleep on my back for a while. And then, like all the organs are like readjusting or whatever the fuck they're doing.
Yeah. Everybody's resettling.
Yeah, resettling. Yeah, because they just moved something. So they got to like resettle and stuff. And I was like, it took, I want to say, like maybe 3-4 months before I was able to sleep on my left side. And then ever since after that surgery, like I haven't slept the same, because I used to be able to sleep for like 12 hours and be like, yeah, now I'm like barely 6, and I'm like, fuck.
See, I don't know, I could never do that. I love naps though.
I'm a big nap person too.
I love naps.
But I also notice I'm like, am I depressed or am I really tired? Kind of thing.
Yeah, well, I feel like, you work out though. I feel like if you work out, that kind of will dictate what kind of tired you are. You know what I mean? Like it's not say. I mean, they say that like working out helps with the depression.
Oh, it absolutely does. Yeah,
maybe I need to start working out again. This is.
Yeah, are you feeling a little depressed? Well, it's also this time of year
I was. Yeah. COVID fucked me.
Yeah. Wow. Just like being stuck inside and stuff.
Yeah. Like if I, you know what? Like it's one of those things where it's what you were talking about. Like if I was in any kind of narcotics, that would have been the time I would have definitely gone above and beyond.
Yeah.
It was bad.
Yeah. Well, the drugs kind of helped me not be depressed.
Scientific research helps.
Scientific research that is not proven.
Fauci's done it. You're good.
Just my own. Yeah, working out, it can help. I've noticed that it does help with just energy levels too, because when you're depressed, like you may want to like go and do stuff, but you're like, oh, I'm so tired.
Yeah.
And it's like if you actually just get up and go do something, like you'll end up getting more energy. Like you'll have more energy to do it, because a lot of times I'll be like, oh, it's 2 p.m. It's nap time.
Yeah.
And then be like, now. Like, I think I took a nap, like, maybe last week, and that's only because I got, like, 5 hours of sleep, and then went to kickboxing and did a bunch of shit. And I'm like, I am actually really fucking tired. I'm going to take a nap. Instead, I was like, oh, look at me just taking a nap because I'm tired and not because I'm depressed.
So proud of yourself. I'm just going to sleep for the right reason.
Yeah. And it is an accomplishment, I do feel, and you should be proud of that. It'd be like, look at me.
Now, 2 other, so, what is it, ayahuasca? Is that what is that now?
That's a really strong hallucination.
Isn't that the one that people like is supposed to help you find yourself or some shit?
Well, I mean, they all could kind of help you find yourself.
Okay.
A lot of them can. Well, that's more used in like Native American rituals and stuff like that. They have places where you can actually go and it's like a whole like little community commune kind of thing where you go and they give you ayahuasca. It's a whole like spiritual journey kind of thing. Like you figure out what you want to work on. If you do smoke weed or drink, they make sure that you stay clean for an entire month, because they want your body like completely clean of all, chemicals. They even say like don't eat sugar and like a bunch of stuff. They do take it very seriously. I even found like in Costa Rica, they even have one that's just for like mushrooms, and it's like with real doctors.
You haven't done this. You haven't done the ayahuasca stuff.
I've done ayahuasca, but I was younger and kind of fucked up on other stuff too. So it was like
from the experience.
Yeah, and it was just like even mescaline when I tried that. Yeah, a lot of times I was already fucked up on somebody else. Because I used to go to a lot of raves in Chicago, so it'd be like, here's this. And a lot of times, like, I don't even know if it was actually the thing that they said it was. Because someone's like, here's DMT. And I'm like, okay, well, I thought I tried DMT, and then when I tried it here, I'm like, it was a different experience.
They're just taking. Yeah, I heard that at raves, everybody's just taking shit, like whatever.
Whatever's there, which it was a little bit safer back then. I think now with like fentanyl and stuff like that, we never, like, I didn't have to worry about that. Like, I have test strips for like my cocaine now. I love
that they have test strips.
Yeah, I made all of my friends, like all my dealers and stuff that I get stuff from, like make sure that their stuff is tested.
Do you have like a list of like top 3 dealers? Like you put an order of like favorite to like.
Yeah.
Like you'll start with this person. If they're not available, then you'll work your way down. Then like.
Yeah, you know. But I mean, my main person, he's always there and he delivers.
That's why he's the main person.
That's why he's the main person. Oh yeah. Well, I went through this phase on Twitter where I would just tweet a lot about cocaine. Like I do, and even it's so funny because like I'll tweet about drugs and be like, you know, tweet something about cocaine. I'm literally here on my couch, like with a mask on, like eating snacks.
Yeah, just tweeting.
It's just a tweet. It's just a joke or whatever. But I ended up getting some like 10 different cocaine contacts.
Jesus. Twitter is good for cocaine.
Which was DMT. Like I could literally just be like, yo, I need some DMT, and then there'll be like 5 people that will be like, here. There's this, it was super funny. There was like this guy who followed me. His name was Gary. What up, Gary?
Gary?
I don't even know if he still follows me or not. But he was a coke dealer or whatever. He knew somebody. So it was always like, Gary's got me, don't worry about it. It was just like nothing was happening that I was tweeting about.
Right.
But, I had a couple of people ask, they're like, are you really doing that? I'm like, no, I'm not at this particular moment in time. No, they're just tweets.
Right, not currently. I'm just talking about it.
Yeah, you can't believe everything that you read on the internet, especially the stuff that I post on the internet. Like I posted something about having a boyfriend. Like sometimes I post about being single or being married. Like I'm a comedian, they're just jokes. But people are like, wait, you have a boyfriend? I'm like, you need to worry about your own life if you're wondering if I have a boyfriend. Like, you don't even know me as...
Yeah, why does that matter? Just fucking read the Twitter thing and like it or not like it.
Yeah, laugh or... It's really hard for people to do that, though, because everyone wants to believe everyone on the internet.
Well, because everyone wants to put their 2 cents in.
Yeah, like, everyone has an opinion now.
It's so fucking
annoying. And I liked it when... I honestly think that only people... like public figures who are like promoting, people who have stuff to promote, shows, products, or whatever. I think those are the only people that should be allowed on Twitter. Everyone else can like be on social media, but they can't comment.
Well, because they all make bullshit comments. People make bullshit comments knowing like, well, no one's gonna know who I really am or where I really am.
Yeah, I'm like, oh, you're just a fucking pussy.
Yeah.
You're just a little bitch.
100%.
I'm like, if I could find you, I would punch you in the mouth. See, that's one thing, too, that when it comes with, like, talking shit to people or, like, fights on Twitter or anywhere on social media, I will say whatever I put online, I will say that to your face.
That's always been my thing.
Yeah.
Anytime I say something about anybody, it's stuff that I would say.
I would 100, or I have said to their face before. I'd be like, fuck you, you know exactly how I am. Like, I am not going to, like, pussyfoot around that. Like, I will say it to your face.
But that's the best way to be, because then at least everybody's on the same page. Everybody knows what's going on.
Yeah. So if I'm talking shit or if I say something about someone, at least the people who know me, they'll be like, oh.
Fair enough. I'll keep that in mind. So if you ever tell me to fuck off, she means it.
She means it, and she will say it to your face.
So the other one was the fucking bath salts? That was a thing.
Oh, so I just learned about bath salts.
I love that you're my drug guru. This is what's happening.
Well, I feel like I have to like re-educate myself a little bit on like the LSD, because I have all that information in my brain. I just need to reread it to be able to get it out. Yeah. So bath salts, I just learned about through another guest that it kind of has like an ecstasy meth combo feeling. And you only need a real little bit, like not a lot of it. Because there was like this story about the guy in Florida or whatever.
Is that the one that ate the guy's face?
Well, that was the thing. Yeah. So it was my buddy Sarah J. Her episode is actually coming out before this one, so that's okay.
Shout out Sarah J. for this information.
Yes, Sarah J. is awesome because she lives in Florida, and she's like, one, that's not true. because the guy, like, when they drug tested him, all he had was weed in his system. Like,
So he was just a crazy guy eating
he was just
faces.
a crazy, schizophrenic or whatever thing that just kind of ate someone's face. But she had said that, you only need a real little bit of bath salt. She was like, doop, doop, and just like taste it because of how strong it is. She's like, I could definitely see someone doing that, but that wasn't, like, bath salt's got a bad rap because of that. And she had explained.
I love that she's like defending those drugs in particular got a bad rap.
Yeah, well, what had happened, obviously people have already listened to that episode now, but she had said that, like, the cops, there was a reporter and the cops, and when they were on the scene, he's like, oh, it's probably the bath salts thing. So the reporter, do bath salts. And then when they drug tested him, it's like only weed, but no one gave a fuck anymore.
Yeah, it was already out there.
It was already out there. And that's the thing that sucks about, like, a lot of different drugs, especially when it's coming to, like, the medical benefits of them. Because there are, especially with weed and, like, CBD stuff, there are, like, actual medical benefits that can really help people as long as you're not, like, abusing them.
Right.
Kind of thing. So a lot of drugs, I'm like, could bath salts, like, be beneficial to, like, depression or, like, PTSD, you know, if done properly in, like, controlled situations. I don't know. Will we ever know? Who knows? I would like to try bath salts now.
Keep doing the research.
Yeah. I want to find, if you guys know where I could find some bath salts so I could try.
Just fucking tweet about it and you'll get, like, people in your fucking things.
That is true. I just said I could do that.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, my uncle lives in Florida. Are bath salts only in Florida, or do we have them in New York?
I feel like once something becomes lucrative, it spreads. So it may have started there, but I'm sure it's in New York. I'm sure. New York has everything.
Yeah, but the Coke isn't that great, to be perfectly
You didn't say anything high quality. You just said, is it here? And
yeah,
I would say it's here. I'm not saying it's going to be the best that you could get, but it is here.
It's not.
I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't. So for me, like, with the whole idea of drugs in general, anything natural that has an effect on you, it's the stuff that, like, gets chemically altered and things like that. And I'm like, yeah, that's the stuff.
Like meth.
Yeah, you know,
that kind
of
stuff.
The kind of shit you should be careful with, because you're putting like anything that grows out of the ground. And granted, like, mushrooms could kill you, whatever. But you get what I'm saying? Like, it's just a natural thing that happens. And it just happens to have an effect on you. But when you are, like, adding fucking baking soda and all this other shit to things, that, like,
baby laxatives, Drano.
Yeah, like, when Drano's involved, it's like, okay, maybe don't. The thing that's supposed to unclog your fucking sink so that you can fucking put things down in, maybe don't put that in your mouth.
Maybe don't put that in your body.
It's just not. I don't know.
I love cigarettes, and cigarettes have like arsenic and shit like that.
Yeah, but we know why cigarettes are legal. I mean, that's at this point, it's just tobacco money that's behind it. That you're never going to get rid of it because there's so many people in the pocket of
big tobacco.
But you know what I mean? It's just so much money in it.
Yeah, well, they're trying to say. I remember they're going through this thing where it's like they're going to get rid of mentholated cigarettes because I smoke Newport 100s. I'm like, over my dead white trash body, will you ever get rid of my Newport fucking 100s? Fuck you. And I found out way later, and I was like, actually, that's racist. Is it because I'm white that I didn't find out about Newport 100?
It might be reverse racism.
That's not a real thing. Do you think it is?
I don't know. I don't know if you can call it reverse racism.
It's just racism. Yeah, like it's not. Yeah. It sounds like opposite day or something like that.
If you want to make the argument that, like, white people invented racism and then it's reversed onto them, I guess. But, like, it's just racism.
It's just racism all around.
Yeah, you just don't like somebody.
I think saying reverse racism is actually racist.
But and then this is really in-depth, but wouldn't reverse racism just not be racism? Like, if you're being reverse racist, then you're the opposite of racist, not being racist.
It's really dumb.
That's fucking weird. I'm getting a headache right now. This is like they drunk that bucket of love all over again.
Okay, so this last question, and then we'll head out. Would you think that, especially, like, you do have depression every now and again, do you think you would ever try something like microdosing with mushrooms if you knew, like, if a doctor gave it to you as, like, a controlled, and, like, you didn't, like, see stuff, but, like, if it actually could help with depression or ketamine or something?
Yeah, I think I'm open to anything where like I said, that's more natural, or at least there's been more research to. The other side of it too is I work as a firefighter now. So
so the drug testing is done.
Well, that, but I still get to see, like, we're helping people that, heroin overdoses, Narcan, all that kind of shit. So it's like, not saying that those are the same things, but it's always like you just have this one perception where I'm constantly around people that are overdoing it.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, well, what if this ketamine thing does work? and I like it a lot. And then I want to do more of it. Now I'm not doing it.
Yeah.
That's always my fear is like, what if I end up liking something more than I expected? And now I'm like, oh yeah, I only did it last Sunday. I'll do this next week. And then it's like, oh yeah, I only did it once this week. I'll do it twice.
Yeah.
That's always my concern is like.
That's how it starts too.
Right. And that's what I mean. So that's always been my, because I have that kind of personality. Like if I like something, like I'm very habitual about things.
Yeah.
Like, when it comes to food, I eat the same 9 things pretty much on a regular basis.
Yeah, like a rotation.
So if I add something else I like to the mix,
yeah,
now it's like, okay, it's gonna be more of a habit thing where I'm gonna want to do it more regularly.
Well, we'll keep you away from cocaine then, for sure. Mushrooms you can't get addicted to though. Ketamine, I don't think there's an addiction thing with ketamine.
I'm going to call you before I do anything. So guide me and let me know.
Absolutely, 100%. All right, where can people find you online and stuff?
Follow me on Instagram at Damien S Comedy, and that's pretty much it. I have a pretty small social media footprint. I don't tweet about drugs into the atmosphere.
Into the ether.
Yeah, into ether. That was the word I was looking for.
Ether, also fun.
Oh my God! Here we go. You know what else is fun? When you turn your car on in the garage and then you
and then you die.
This got dark real fast at the end.
Yeah, well, welcome to the How to Do Drugs podcast. I am your host, Leah Ginny. You can find this podcast on all wonderful podcast platforms: Apple, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Audible, Amazon. Please rate and subscribe. I really need to ask for that more. I keep forgetting to ask. And How to Do Drugs Pod on Twitter and Instagram, and the Aaliyah Janine for me on Twitter, and Aaliyah.Janine on Instagram. Have a bunch of shows coming up. I have a fun new weekly show, which I will definitely get you on.
Ooh,
it's with Larry Bea. It's actually his show. I just run it.
So it's his name, but you do all the work.
Yeah, okay. Kind of. Well, yeah, I book people and stuff like that, but it's at Route 66. It's ladies' night. It's super fun, 8 p.m. We always pack the place out. It's super fun. Jawbreakers is coming back April 9th, Saturday, April 9th. We finally got a set date. So second Saturday of the month, midnight, we have the main room at the Stand. So excited for that. And then, what's the other one? Zodiac Killers with Chanel Omari, and that's starting April 21st. That's another monthly show at the Comedy Shop. That's at 10 p.m., where every month we take, for April, it's going to be Aries. So all comics who are Aries are going to be on.
So I got to wait till September. Okay, Virgo.
Virgo? Oh, nice. We have quite a few Virgos.
Fuck those people. No,
Fuck those people. I'm kidding. Well, Virgos tend to be Scorpios, because I'm a Scorpio, so a lot of my really close friends happen to be Virgos.
Oh, we're going to be fast friends.
Yeah. Although Virgos, they tend to be the ones, the most serial killers are Virgos and Capricorns.
No comment.
All right. Okay. Thank you so much for coming on.
Thank you for having me. Appreciate it.
Bye.